Hi everyone, let's go ahead and get started with the homework for this evening. I'm going to be looking at equations 2, 8, and 11. Sorry, graphs or information about equations 2, 8, and 11. And then we are going to create an equation for each of these. Okay, so when we create our equation, we will have y equals or f of x equals or g of x equals, whatever you decide to use for the output. And it will be a absolute value of x minus h close absolute value plus k. Now, even though these ones here are describing absolute value, remember we also have transformations with linear and with our quadratic that we've been practicing. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on number 2. So for number 2, on this one here, I want to go ahead and first start out by identifying the vertex. So the vertex on this one here, which is this point, I'm looking for the x value of the vertex and the y value of the vertex. So that would be at 2, 1. Now, remember that the vertex also is the same thing when we're looking for the h and the k value. That's going to help us when we write our equation, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this one so we can look at a couple of pieces. So I'm going to be looking for the a value, I'm going to be looking for the h value, and I'm going to be looking for the k value. All right, so when I'm looking for the a value, that is when I'm going to start at the vertex, find another point on my graph, and I am going to find the slope of those 2 points, okay? So this is where I go up 1 and I go right 1. So this is a rise over run. So positive 1 over positive 1, which makes the a value 1 over 1 or just 1, simplified, okay? Now for the h value, I am trying to think of my parent function, which originally started, let me pick up a light color. My parent function started here, and I want to see how it transformed to this point here, our new vertex here, okay? So what I see is that it actually traveled to the right, because I'm going to look for the h value first horizontally. It traveled right 2 units, so my h value is 2. From there, it traveled up 1 unit, which makes my k value 1. Now, what I want you guys to see is that if you're looking at the vertex that we wrote right here, the h value here, which is 2, is the same h value that I have there. Okay, the k value, which is 1, is the same k value that I have here. So the only piece that I really needed to look for was the a value. Okay, so now when I'm writing my equation, I have g of x is equal to, the a value is 1. I only need to write it if it's something other than 1. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead for this and then I'll simplify. 1 absolute value of x minus 2, because it's the opposite h value, plus 1. So g of x is equal to absolute value of x minus 2 plus 1. I don't need to write this 1 in right up front because anything times 1 is always itself. Okay? All right, so that is number 2. Now let's go on to number 8. On number 8, first thing I'm going to do is find the vertex. This vertex is at positive 2, negative 3. All right, to find the slope, I pick 2 points on my graph. Try to find them where they're easy values, like whole numbers, negative 4, negative 5. What we don't want to do is just estimate, and if I pick this point here, I might have to estimate on that one. Once I have two good points that we want to look for, count the rise over the run. So that goes down 1, right 2. So the A value is -1/2. The H value is that same H value in our vertex, which is this right here. So H is 2, and K is -3. So I've got G of X is equal to -1/2 absolute value of K minus 2, and then H is -3. Okay. All right, the last one that we are going to look at together is problem number 11, the absolute value parent function. So I know I'm dealing with the absolute value of X. Is flipped over the x-axis, so that's a vertical, stretched vertically by a factor of 3. So I will have y equals negative for the reflection, 3 for the stretch, absolute value of X. Okay? All right, that is all I have for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, once you've completed this, please upload this assignment to Remind. It is under week 5, and it is called Writing Equations from Graphing, day 2. If you go to day 1, it'll be the same assignment there as well. All right, have a great night.